This ComTV.ca Canadian Artist Spotlight is brought to you in part by Glenn Uhas, Royal LePage Community Realty, Panorama Lanes Family Fun Center, Outlaw Collision, and Custom Paint. All ComTV.ca apparel is provided by Rad Casuals. And a special thanks to Icy Mountain Water for providing cool H2O. ComTV.ca was lucky enough to meet with Kayo, Canadian hip-hop artist, behind Pulse Nightclub in Lethbridge, right before the Snoop Dogg show, to ask him about his career and the current tour.
Like, me and my DJ have a kind of chemistry where like we rehearse all the time anyway, so we just have a number of different sets ready.
Yeah.
So it's whatever they want, we got that, you know. So.
And
yeah,
would you take a set even further if somebody, like, let's say you had, you know, that 15 minutes out and they were like, just do 3 more minutes,
we could
you
do
could
it.
throw together
We
whatever.
could do it. Like, we have a 50-minute set put together. I think that's like the most that anyone would probably ask me to do at this point in my career. So like we could do 20, 30, 40, whatever it needs to be. We just make sure that we decide beforehand, but you know, we straight. We like to think we're professionals, you know what I mean? So yeah, we ready for anything.
All right, well, let's start this thing off. I guess first, like any interview, we have to have your name, and then you need to spell it for us.
My name is Kayo, K-A-Y-O. It's my name.
And tell us about where you're from.
I'm originally from St. Lucia, born and raised there, and I came to Canada 4 years ago. I currently live in Halifax, Nova Scotia.
All right. I'm from Halifax myself as well.
Oh, dope.
And I remember the last time we met, we were actually, it was classified on tour going all across Canada.
I think Canadian music, the Canadian culture really allows you to be yourself and express yourself openly, especially Halifax. Halifax is a very artistic city, so it allows you to really find yourself and fine-tune your craft, and that's why I find that the Canadian scene, the music scene here is a lot more organic and authentic.
Yeah. So it was on Classified's last release, which wasn't too long ago.
Yeah,
so
not too long, about a year and a half ago, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, man.
And so I was so surprised the next time I see you. I mean, I didn't do a whole lot of research as to who was opening for the Snoop show. I was trying to see Snoop, and then I was down there waiting out back, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's KO and TK. How is it possible that a guy from St. Lucia, doing his thing in Halifax, goes from Classified and then in like less than a year is on Snoop's tour?
I mean, it's been a natural progression, man. Like just touring, really, doing the Headley tour. I recently signed to Class's label, but I recently did a 5-album deal with EMI Records through his Half-Life Records imprint, and yeah, that's how it's been going. Like, I signed to Black Box Management and with Feldman Agency for like booking, and it's just really the grind, man. It's the work that got us where we're at, and that's how I'm on this tour right now. I'm blessed to be here, you know. So. Yeah,
you said it's a natural progression. Let's take a step back here, though. It's for real. A natural progression is just you just do a tour with Classified, and then the next thing you know, you're on the Snoop tour.
I mean, well, it was a huge opportunity, but it was steps that had to be taken. You know what I mean? So like me just going on tour with Headley and them just doing those one song. I just did one song every night for those 2 months. That's all I did because I just signed to the label, and they had just serviced my single to the radio, so it was an exciting time. You know what I mean? And it's just that led to another thing. Like, we used that as leverage to get me on this Snoop Dogg tour, and hopefully we're gonna use this Snoop Dogg tour as something to get me, you know, on some even bigger tours. You know, so it's a natural progression. You just got to keep working. You know what I mean? So
absolutely. Yeah, man. Tell everybody the name of that track.
The name of that track is One Night. That is my official single as of right now.
Okay. And was there any inspiration that came to you to write that song?
Tour life. Tour life inspired that song. If you listen to the song, it's about you know, females who kind of get caught up in a moment and kind of get stuck in that groupie situation, but it's just a matter of like, you know, their insecurities and stuff kind of force them to do those kind of things because they want to kind of fit in. They want to feel something that makes them feel substantial in life. So it's just kind of like a message to women to kind of get them to see that there's more to life than just living for that one night, you know? That's what the song was about.
Where does this whole idea of like music with a message come from? Generally, hip hop, you know, you generally see the main big hits that come out. Yeah. They don't have a lot of a message other than a very narrow message. How do you get to that?
I think, for me personally, it's a lot more meaningful for me to have a message in my music because my inspiration comes strictly from emotions. I'm a very openly emotional person, but I don't really like show my emotions that much. But so I write it. I really draw all of my inspirations from my songs, from like the experiences of my friends, like my personal experience, just like certain feelings in certain situations. And it's like, for me, therapeutic. So that's the personal reason why I put messages in my music. But in general, I think artists that kind of have a message in their music have longevity. They have a more long-standing, meaningful career. You know what I mean? Like, you remember the Tupacs, you remember the Talib Kwalis, even though popular culture might not, you know, seem like they're the shit, but they're the shit because they're like modern-day prophets to us. You know, they're gonna be legendary. Bob Marley, like, you know, like, these guys had messages, and that's why their music resonates so well with us, like, generations over. So I mean, that's why I think people put messages in their music, you know.
Now, how long did you live in St. Lucia before you moved to Halifax?
My entire life, man. Like, I came here for school. I just came here. I've been doing music since I was 14. I feel like I attained a certain level of success in the Caribbean where I needed to leave. There was only so much that I could do. I actually applied for a school in Orlando. I didn't get in, and St. Mary's University in Halifax was the only other school I had applied to. I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go. Like, I'm not staying in this country another year. I need to do something. And I mean, I guess the stars aligned in a way where, like, it was the right decision. Like, it was just one step after the other. The first performance I ever did here was like open mic at my school, you know, and then I met like all the other rappers in the city. Step after step after step, meeting the right people. I guess me having a great upbringing thanks to my mother and my father, and then me being in school doing marketing, I knew how to network, I knew how to market myself basically, and I guess the rest is history, as they say, you know.
So tell us about school in Halifax. That must have been, I mean, right when you came from St. Lucia, yeah. It's a big cultural change, and then all of a sudden a big change that you're in university. What's it like?
It wasn't because Halifax is the kind of place where everyone was so friendly. That in itself was kind of what the shock was. Like, how is everyone so friendly? You guys don't know me, and you're so like, hey, how you doing? Come, have some food, whatever. You know, that was cool. That was what really made it easy for me. And St. Mary's University has a heavy, like, recruitment program for international students. So, like, there were 20 St. Lucians or so with me when I came. So it was never a sense of me, like, just stepping out of my comfort zone completely. Like, they were always, if I needed to feel like I was home, I could feel like I was home, you know, so.
There's like a St. Lucia party house or what?
Dude, you don't even know, man. I lived in residence for 2 years, and we did the craziest shit in residence. Like, we used to throw parties, like huge parties in the room where we'd have, like, we'll turn the speakers to the window, we'd like put the towel on the floor. I lived with my RA, so like I would let him know what was up. We'd have, like, no joke, we'd have like 20-25 people in like this little ass apartment. And like, oh, it was crazy though. It was crazy. Like, people look forward to those kind of parties because we just used to. And man, those were just great experiences. Like, I'm glad I went to school because of those kind of experiences, you know.
So at these parties, would you get a mic pulled out?
Nah, man, nah. And that was the beauty of it too, because I just stayed as like, even up to now, I'm still as normal could be. Like, when I'm not touring with Snoop Dogg, I'm home playing Street Fighter with my friends, you know. Like, it is real. It kept me grounded, you know. It definitely kept me grounded, and it gave me a sense of normalcy being in school, because all while, like, I was still in school when I was touring across the country with Classified when his album came out. I was still in school when I toured for 2 months with Headley. Like, the professors and everyone are cool with, like, just pushing back my exams and stuff like that. Like, everyone is really cool about it, but then they're just so normal about it because I'm still a student. I'm still a regular guy like all these, you know. So yeah, man, it worked out well.
You mentioned you're a bit of an emotional guy. I've known that some people that come from other countries, they say, you know, when you get to Canada, like, sometimes, like, people are nice, but they're also, like, in some ways kind of like colder, like there's a cultural difference that you feel a little bit, and that maybe some, like, what were the changes that you did notice between, you know, here and there?
The changes was that people were a lot nicer here. People were a lot more approachable here, and that was one difference. Two is like, being black here was like a blessing because no one fucked with you, first of all, and like all the girls love you because you're black, and then you have an accent, so you're like amazing to them, you know what I mean? And what else? That was pretty much it. apart from that, there was no real like cultural difference at all. You know, it was easy to kind of assimilate into the culture.
Good.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I love my Haligonian, you know, family back east, man. It's all good out there.
Place. I love it. I'm done school right now, but I decided I'm gonna live there for a year until I figure out what I want to do, because it's like home. It's so welcoming, you know.
All right. I'm trying to head back this summer, actually. So if you're heading at the end of the tour, then
let me know. This is my last day of the tour.
Seahorse or wherever.
Yeah, man.
DJ IV is up at Winston's.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. They're actually playing at a G Lounge tonight for the Tiger after party.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Oh, tight. All right.
Yeah, so we all working, you know, the whole team working.
Every night.
Yeah, man.
So tell us about what it's been like, though, on the Snoop tour. Have you met Snoop personally?
I met Snoop. He's almost like a ghost, man. Like, I met everyone in his crew the first day. I didn't meet him until like the third or fourth night. And like when I met him, it was just like, yo, what up, homie? And he was gone. And like his security's like this tall and like this big. Dude never smiles. But I mean, it's been all love. And then the Saskatoon night, like our green rooms were kind of connected. So it was like everyone was just kind of chilling. And like I just went up to dude and we just kicked it for a bit. And I mean, like, he's a cultural icon, you know what I mean? So like to even just be able to have a conversation with him, like homie passed me the blunt and everything, I was like, yeah, man, yeah, that's dope. So yeah, Snoop is the man for just being that grounded and that approachable. So yeah, salute to that.
And so this is the last show of the whole tour that you're doing on the Snoop thing. So give us a like quick synopsis of this whole tour. Are you I mean, this is a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
You happy to be going home to Halifax right away? Or what?
I wish I was on the Vancouver and Victoria dates, but I mean, it's all good still. We did good, man. It was a great show. We made a lot of new fans. We had a lot of people that kind of knew about me before that were good, that were happy to see me again. I'd love to be back here sometime soon. I'm back in Alberta in September, so that's a good look. But I mean, yeah, like I said, it's just a natural progression. Like this is one step in my career that's definitely gonna take me to another level. So I'm excited. Like I'm just enjoying the ride right now. You know what I mean? It's a great feeling.
Any shout outs you want to give to people out there?
Shout out the whole team. Shout out Class, first of all, for giving me this opportunity. Shout out the whole team, DJ Playboy, Yogi, I see you back home. I also have a mixtape that I just put out called The Escape Movement. You can get that on my website, kayomusic.com. It's for free. And yeah, man, just you know, support, show some love, and until next time, one love, everybody.
This ComTV.ca Canadian Artist Spotlight is brought to you in part by Glenn Uhas, Royal LePage Community Realty, Panorama Lanes Family Fun Center, Outlaw Collision and Custom Paint. All ComTV.ca apparel is provided by Rad Casuals. And a special thanks to Icy Mountain Water for providing cool H2O.